What's going on, everybody? Sauce here, bringing you some Week 6 Kalamazoo Raichu APDL Season 3 action this week against the Edmonton Eiscues, coached by none other than fellow Canadian boy, Lanky Paul. Now, this game was actually pretty close. Went the distance. We all know Sean. We all know Lanky Paul. We had to give our A game, and we'll just hop right into that team builder. Just see what type of sweet stuff each of us brought and head into the games after. So without further ado, let's check out the teams. Starting things off for Sean's team, the Gum Guzzler. Guzzlord. Bringing in the Rosalie Berry for that anti-fairiness coming in. And, bringing just Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, Sludge Wave, Heat Wave. Almost think this guy could have used an Assault Vest with all these attacking moves. This guy has one thing on his mind, and that's to smack. Max special attack, max HP. If only he could beast boost HP. Now that'd be something to see. But Guzzlord, he did quite well this week. Recent trade-in from DJ, and Sean picked him up and utilized him quite well this game, so we're gonna have to see how he did that. Next up is Cobalt. Good memories with Cobalt last season. Great guy. Just a justified personality, if you will. Very careful guy. Brings him with the black belt and Iron Head, Brick Break, Zen Headbutt, and a nice little quick attack. Nice Pokemon to pair with none other than Gotcha, the Whimsicott. And honestly, I love Whimsicott. Probably one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon. Just so much fun. Beat Up for that synergy with Cobalt, Tailwind, Taunt, and Dazzling Gleam for a little bit of offensive coverage, but just a nice Pokemon here. Rounding out the top bottom half, whatever you call it, for the Eiscues is Chowizow. Big pickup from last season onto his team that's been doing pretty well, I'd say. Charizard coming in with Heat Wave, Scorching Sands, Dragon Pulse, Focus Blast. A lot of firepower on this guy. Max special attack, once again, max HP with a Life Orb. This thing is built to smack, and you can tell that Sean was going for the offense this week. Next up is Q-Tip, the Araquanid with the Assault Vest, Water Absorb, getting the max HP and split between a little bit in speed and some in special defense, getting Lunge, Crunch, Liquidation, and Protect. So pretty interesting set here. I really like the Lunge for the deprecation of the attack that it provides as a debuff. Just all around pretty cool set here. Good physical attacker. Last but not least is Litty Kitty. And, pairing that with the Guzzlord, coming in with Trick Room, a little bit of Light Screen, Reflect, and interesting enough, didn't run the Light Clay. Goes for the Colbur Berry to try and minimize any type of dark damage, where, don't really have too many stab dark attackers on my team, so we'll have to see if it pays off here. But rounds it out with Fake Tears and max defense, max HP. So the kitty is getting litty. But that's your Edmonton Eiscues for the week. Off to Kalamazoo Raichu. Starting off for the Kalamazoo Raichu, we got You Got Me All Creamy. Now, Alchemy here, bringing the Aroma Veil again. Just wanted the Cake Boss in the lineup, Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind, Acid Armor, Substitute. Literally just took this set from last week. Just wanted the bulky boy, get a bulky cake going, and saw that Sean's team had pretty much no resistances to Fairy. Thought that offensive Fairy typing could prove to be useful. So we'll see how that played out. Max HP, max defense. Next, we got everybody's favorite fish in the yard, Bish, the Dracovish. And this time giving him a Choice Scarf. Max attack, max speed though. And just clapping cheeks with Vicious Rend, Crunch, and Psychic Bangs. And a little bit of a last move, Outrage. Just to round out with some Dragon typing. You know, just picked up that Guzzlord, right? So, you don't know what he's gonna pull out. Next here, probably the most interesting slash throwy set we bring in this week. Jellyfish. Coming in with Black Sludge. And this time, we're going for max HP, little bit in special attacks just to give us a little bit of bite, but then maxing essentially special defense out. Now, wanted to try and make sure that we had our own access to Trick Room. As we've seen in the past, a lot of teams have kind of reduced our superior speed to nothing. So needed the counteraction with this. Power Gem is just a rock type move, saw that it was good coverage. Clear Smog for anything besides Cobalion that was kind of getting out of hand in terms of stats. And we wanted to try out Wonder Room. So Wonder Room, if y'all are wondering, essentially switches the defense and special defense of the Pokemon, although the stat changes stay the same on their respective stats. So seeing as though Nihilego has terrible defense, amazing special defense, I thought that, you know, depending on what we're doing, especially with, you know, having a Sandcastle, get his defense boosted or whatnot, if we could have those stats swapped depending on the matchup, it could be, you know, pretty favorable. But you're going to kind of see what happens when we delve into too much of the meta numbering here. So that's enough of Nihilego. Next up, we got Larry with the Mirror Armor. Such a clutch ability. Honestly, been really liking Corviknight in doubles. Probably like an underutilized Pokemon, I feel. Like just all around, just a solid typing, and just what he can do and what he brings. Just kind of like a stalwart defender type of archetype that we're trying to explore still. So just going with a similar set to previous weeks here. Iron Head, Iron Defense, Body Press, and Roost Action, just to get that HP back up alongside the Citrus Berry. Max HP, max special defense. So going hard in with Larry. And up next here, we got the Sandcastle, Water Compaction. Same set here, Weakness Policy, Shore Up, Scorching Sands, Shadow Ball, Ancient Power. And to pair with him, we have Ninja Boogie, our Excelgor, Focus Sashed Up, Water Shuriken, Yawn, Encore, and Faint. So, yeah, that is the lineup. So without further ado, let's head into those games and see some of that saucy action. Let's do it. All right, so we see he's bringing out the boys. We got Gotcha and Cobalion, probably a pair, as well as Liddy Kitty and Guzzlord, probably a pair. That was kind of the first impression I got here. So we're gonna try and just start things off casual and bring out our guns like right away. So in comes Palisand, the Sandcastle, and Ninja Boogie. He comes out with the Gum Guzzler and Liddy Kitty. Immediately Dynamaxes. I'm not dealing with a dark type, so I switch out to Corviknight. I get off a good Yawn onto Guzzlord, and we sash that hit, which is perfect, and he gets up a Trick Room. So with the Trick Room up, knowing that it is a drowsy Guzzlord, we swap back in Sandcastle, thinking that he's probably gonna use a Max Flare again, potentially, so hoping to kind of beat up these typings. But we go for the Water Shuriken just to get our Weakness Policy and everything boosted before Ninja Boogie dies. So incoming wall of text. No, but honestly, predict the Max Flare. We don't die, thank goodness. And now he's asleep. Gets up the Reflect. Interesting flex. Now, Whimsicott comes out in place of Liddy Kitty. Both of our boys here just like hanging on to dear life with 1% and 10% respectively. When we start shoring up, we get an encore expecting that. It was not going to be a switch, so Ninja Boogie's still kicking. We get a feint off on Gotcha for no reason, to be honest. And we got out of Max Quake onto Gum Guzzler, so he's almost dead, which is huge. Gotcha cleans up Excelgor with a quick Dazzling Gleam, but we're sitting pretty good since that boy does not want to wake up. In comes Jellyfish, who gets taunted. It's a really good play by him, actually. But we get a nice rock fall, taking out the Guzzlord and starting up Sandstorm. That way we get a nice little special defense boost for our Jellyfish. Corviknight incoming as a switch since we're taunted, and gets a nice Brick Break going. But we just Quake through, and that doesn't really say a whole lot for Cobalt here. So he dies immediately. And, you know, Brick Break can't really get those ghost types, right? So Max Quake, special defense, rising. And at this point, Meowstic and a Whimsicott are not going to do too much against roosting, shoring up boys, because now we're basically both at full health, and this is where the wear and tear just starts to go down. Fake Tears coming down, Iron Head just closing it out here. Quick Shadow Ball to kill off Liddy Kitty, but to be honest, not a whole lot he can do. So we take this game pretty convincingly. Nice little 3-0 to start off that one, but it ain't over, folks. There's a new game. Incoming new game. Sean, Lanky Paul, knows he has to bring it. So, what does Sauce do? He finds a way to throw. Incoming game 2. Araquanid, Meowstic. Interesting lead off. We go with Alchemy and Dracovish just to spice things up on our own. So immediately we go in for the crunch, and he brings the Colbur Berry, which was smart on his part. So halves that dark damage to Lady Kitty and only brings him down to 55%. So that definitely is going to kill if he takes another crunch. Throws up a Reflect, so that's going to half the damage here on out as well. So we put up a Substitute, and he starts lunging at me, reducing our attack. So, and we're scarfed, mind you, so we are just starting to not do anything productive with this fish. So we just start setting up with You Got Me. So Alchemy is setting up behind subs, and we just start Dynamaxing just to see what's happening. We get the G-Max finale in, and we start baking cakes, healing up our friends. So at this point, we have absolutely no attack, so we're just going to try and swap out. Liquidation comes out as well as a Tailwind. So at this point, his side of the field is pretty stacked with buffs. He's got Light Screen and Reflect up for a few turns yet, and a fresh Tailwind. Liquidation comes out from the Araquanid, but honestly, it's just kind of tickling Alchemy. So at this point, we're just going to keep G-Maxing, and we take out Whimsicott. In comes Liddy Kitty, and he decides to Dynamax the Q-Tip. Don't know why, but he's trying for it. So the Max Flutterby takes down our stats here a little bit, but we say goodbye to the Liddy Kitty. And you know, we're feeling pretty good right now. But in comes the Guzzlord. Now, what you're about to see is a little bit of insanity. So what you're about to see is a bit of a throw. Both Alchemy and Jellyfish have absolutely stellar special defense stats. Now I'm thinking this Q-Tip has shown that he's a physical attacker, But I completely forget the fact that Guzzlord is a special attacker. So you're gonna watch some absolute stuff happen. In comes Mirror Armor, taking down Q-Tip. We get a Sludge Wave off. And we get off a sub. Max Darkness is coming out though. Doesn't even break the sub. Sucks. You know, Heat Wave coming through. And we just start bulking up here. Getting some Iron Defense, some Calm Minds. At this point, you're gonna see it's not looking so hot. We get off a nice Dazzling Gleam, start taking them off, but yeah, it's a tough one. We get burned here by the Heat Wave, which is not very fortunate, and so in comes Nihilego. Now we put all of our EVs into special defense. Nihilego has a bunch of special defense, but we use Wonder Room. Why? I don't know. So my body press, that was 2 times activated by the defense. I mean, that's going to be good for like a little bit of offense, but I'm still burned. And that guy has a lot of HP. So our really nice special defense stats that we have on both these Pokemon are now just completely nullified. I mean, it works against the Q-Tip, but he's already kind of debuffed a lot, as you see. So this Gum Guzzler is about to spray and pray and take all of my Pokemon away. Liquidation. See, we tanked that. We're feeling great. Dark Pulse says nah. So that's a thing. Dracovish incoming. Again, not really too sure what Coach Sauce is doing. Almost get the kill off on Q-Tip. Really needed it to hit Gum Guzzler, but, you know, sometimes RNG ain't there. Dragon Pulse comes out. Again, knocking out Dracovish. And now it's a 1v2. We need to kill off Guzzlord, but at this point, the Heat Wave is just so strong. And with that 2.5 times special attack from the Beast Boost, it's kind of over from here. So, Sean takes game 2, but we have a game 3. Game 3 coming in, we're saying, look, let's just stick to our guns. We're going to start off with what we know. He starts off with Guzzlord, Araquanid. I come in with the Excelgor Palisand Castle combo. And we just immediately both Dynamax. We're like, look, let's get this game over with. So, incoming Wall of Text. Favorite move in the game right now. And Water Shuriken just coming in to buff the boy. So, comes in with a crunch. Does 2%, literally. And in comes Max Darkness. So, that's great. 12%, you know, we're weakness policed. We can do some things, right? So let's see what we can do. So we get off a Max Quake, does less than 50, so we're not too happy about that. So we get off a Max Guard, and we think we need to yawn this guy back to sleep again. So that's what we do. We Max Guard, and we start yawning. So this Guzzlord is absolutely eye on the prize, focusing on Sandcastle's destruction, which is fair. It's a scary castle, but at this point we get the double yawn off onto both of his Pokemon, and because of this super sweet sleep clause that's not real, we get to start rolling around with the sleep on his team. So we know he's about to switch, because why would you want 2 sleep Pokemon on your side of the field? So we get in another Drowsy Yawn onto Lidikitty. And this is the point where we're just able to set up a sub and go to town, because he's worrying about switching. I'm honestly just going to keep yawning. Don't know why I fainted there. That was kind of a throw, but luckily we just stick to our guns, and Guzzlord is asleep for 1,000 years. So we just start calm minding, and we just keep yawning. So at this point, we're building up that special defense, and Ninja Boogie finally goes down to a Sludge Wave, but at this point, with +2 special attack, +2 special defense, a Dazzling Gleam is just gonna take out both of them, regardless of the berry, regardless of the crit. The damage was there. So Alchemy being the cake box this week, and Lady Kitty is asleep right next to a Q-tip, so not really too sure what else he can do. We take out Lady Kitty with the Dazzling Gleam. Crunches start walking out here, and we honestly locked ourselves on the crunch just looking at Lady Kitty, but probably should have just went for a different move. But knowing that he has Water Absorb on Q-tip makes sense. Dazzling Gleam comes out, basically destroys our Vish, so gets off that kill, but you have to deal with a cake. The Cake Lady is 1v2ing right now, and at this point, Dazzling Gleam takes out Gotcha, and at this point, this little Q-tip can't do too much to Alchemy. So that's it. We scrape by. Alchemy does it, and that's the game. So that was GG's to Sean. Always fun playing you. That was honestly a good game, and looking forward to see if you can, you know, scrape by and, you know, come back in playoffs with a little bit of a hit if you make it, depending on the format. If not, well, we'll see you next season in Season 4 singles again. But nonetheless, always super fun playing against Coach Lanky Paul and the Eiscues. But we're moving on to the last game of the season against Peyton and the Kindred Kingdras. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Looking forward to that. And we got our last little bit before playoffs to kind of figure out the roster for your Kalamazoo Ranchu. So figuring that out right now. But yeah, so far we've managed to bring our record back up to an even 3-3. So if we take on next week, I'm pretty sure we find ourselves in a comfortable position for playoffs, depending on what format we do. So feeling good, you know, after taking a bit of a beating and coming back from a 1-3 record to, you know, make our team 500. Not the best, but not the worst, you know? So anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and yeah, honestly, just thank you for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. So more content to come, and yeah, stay saucy. Thanks for watching. Peace.